The United States Air Force Office of Data and Artificial Intelligence, or ODI, was established in 2017. The ODI mission is straightforward: decision data at the speed of need. Decision data is data vital to mission success and military advantage. It is data that is comprehensible, relevant, trusted, maintained, and secure. It is data that cuts across the U.S. Air Force $194 billion portfolio. In short, the ODI is the engine driving today's digital Air Force, and Major General John M. Olson is its leader, serving as the first United States Air Force Chief Data and Artificial Intelligence Officer. In career experience, General Olson has few peers in terms of mission diversity and management responsibility. His is a 34-year record of experienced, innovative, and effective leadership. Public and private sectors, aerospace, data and cyber, transportation, technology and systems integration, energy, space and global affairs, with private sector multi-billion-dollar P&L responsibility and leadership of a government workforce totaling more than 49,000. A tireless leader driven by a passion for service to his country, General Olson also serves as General Officer and Senior Space Mobilization Assistant to the Chief of Space Operations, United States Space Force, where he advises and assists execution of the $24.5 billion USSF portfolio to protect and defend U.S. and allied interests in space. To deliver the EDGE23 government opening keynote, please welcome to the stage the United States Air Force First Chief Data and Artificial Intelligence Officer and General Officer and Senior Mobilization Assistant to the Chief of Space Operations, United States Space Force, Major General John M. Olson.
Thank you. Congrats. Thank you very much. Well, good morning, Vegas, and wake up world. Welcome to EDGE 2023. But you know, before we get started, I'm Major General John Olson, and I'd like to set a couple of things straight first. Number one, UFOs and UAPs, they're real. Now, aliens, I can neither confirm nor deny that, but you know, I implore you to take a look at the data. With the infinite universe out there, I don't think we're alone. But you know, a couple other points for you. We had these way before Star Trek ever did. Just check the data. This is the Space Force badge, and it's been around for quite a long time, starting with our roots in the Air Force. But what we did just do is we celebrated our third birthday. We're out of the terrible twos for the Space Force, having just celebrated our third anniversary on the 20th of December. And you know, we're pretty excited about that because we outlasted Steve Carell in the Space Force Netflix show by at least a year. But of course, you're all fans and have probably seen the incredible film Top Gun Maverick. And of course, Tom Cruise, the superstar, has done it again. But you know, we had Super Cruise with the F-22 starting in 1997, and since 2005, it's been operational. And we know where Tom Cruise's next big film is going to be, right? It's in space. And so as we look at this is truly an exciting time, and I'm excited to share with you some exciting topics and talk about our mission capabilities, talk about data and AI and how it's leading us into the future. And so as we look forward to today, it's all about propelling, and it's about starting that journey. And so we'll dive into it.
To 20 to 20, so you're getting the short ones. After that, all cruises in front are below 15.
We're getting ready for the 22nd century. When our enemies ask, what if? We will have an answer. When foreign powers can build bases on the dark side of the moon, when private companies are inventing a new economy beyond our planet, we need to stay one step ahead of the future. The future is where we'll make history. We will fight in an environment with no up or down, no left or right, where there are no borders and nowhere to hide. As commerce and exploration expand, we will imagine the unimaginable, anticipate the inconceivable, and prepare for the impossible. We won't just think outside the box. We'll think outside the atmosphere. In one of the most challenging environments ever known.
I'll tell you, the force is strong. The state of the force is strong. And yet it's no secret at this moment in time, we have a global innovation competition, one which is going to determine the future. And as we look, it's just an incredible and an exciting time to be here on not only at this moment in history, but as part of this nation that's leading this innovative charge through and across government, industry, and the military. We're committed to those firm ideals of innovation and entrepreneurialism from which we were founded. And I think as we look forward and as we drive forward, it's the partnerships that will propel this forward. It is the possibility and the potential of that future. And as I am standing before you, I'm an American leader, I'm an airman, I'm a guardian, I'm a Jedi tech warrior committed and fully embracing the ideals of peace and prosperity. Yet integrated deterrence and protection and defense of those ideals is exactly what's required. And that's going to take leaders at all echelons and all levels to drive change and to use the force. And like you, Luke and Yoda, the force is really foundational, operational, responsive, connected, and engaged. Foundational, first. The key, data. Data, it's not the new oil. It's more valuable than gold. It's actually the new plutonium. It has the power. It needs to be processed and refined, and it's dangerous and toxic if we don't take care of it properly. But it has the unlimited power and potential to drive everything in our future. It's our pathways and our plans and our partnerships that will truly determine our unlimited potential going forward. But it needs to be enriched and it needs to be harnessed. Just like the key to AI/ML readiness, 80 to 85% of that is data wrangling and mungling, the formatting, the metadata tagging, the cleansing, the integrity validation. All those elements lead us to harnessing that true power and potential of plutonium. And I've seen it firsthand as a airborne emergency action officer on the airborne nuclear command post at Looking Glass. This is a tremendous and very critically important responsibility that we, all of us as technology and innovation professionals, need to harness for good for the United States and our partners and allies across the globe. You know, I think these are a couple of excellent quotes that really encapsulate what we are doing and what we are all about. But as we look at the power of data, as we look at the importance, we need to ensure that we are harnessing this in a way that is truly responsible. Responsible AI is going to be the key to a responsible future. And for us, it's the nation that leads in AI that leads the world. Let me repeat that. The nation that leads in AI will lead the world, and that is ever more true driving forward in the future. As we look at the power of data and the importance to every facet of our life, we have F-35s, we have F-22s, we have the new B-21 Raider that was just rolled out, the next generation air dominance fighter. As we look at all of our satellites and space capabilities, all of our cyber capabilities, they are mere paperweights and trophies unless we connect them through rigorous cybersecurity, data, and AI, powering and connecting it all, because the the space, ground, user, and launch segments of space are all connected through cyber. So this is the ecosystem of interdependency and the criticality. Again, the nation that leads AI will lead the future. And that must be us, because the trophy for second place here, this is an existential competition, isn't a place that where we want to be. It's the first mover advantage, and the power of that is all in the people. Our people lie at the core of that, and I know that's often cliche or rhetoric, but as we look at big data analytics and AI, and we look at all of the elements related to machine learning and deep learning. It's the power of the people and our focus on training and retraining and looking at retention, looking at continuous learning and improvement, driving a continuous learning environment, a culture of data. This is how a well-trained, data-savvy workforce will lead us to AI readiness by 2025 and AI competitiveness leading the world in 2027. These are our greatest assets. And of course, the key to winning is creativity, innovation, and diversity.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Again, the key to winning is creativity, innovation, and most importantly, diversity. Harnessing the richness of our people, our most valuable asset, but it's about applying it in an operational sense. For an operational sense, it's about moving it in the operational need. It's about the decisive digital advantage from transformation. It's about seizing decision advantage, seizing information advantage, and delivering solutions at the speed of need across the airspace and cyber, but all the multi-domain operations throughout our joint services, as well as the international partners and coalition members and allies, because we know it's a team sport. Cooperate and graduate is the key here. And so as we look at our operational need and as we harness the power of our people, that is what's driving us forward. And as we look at the power that we've seen in terms of algorithmic warfare, in terms of the capabilities that we saw already in Ukraine, it is no longer just a kinetic war of attrition. It is the first war of cognition, and that will change the rest of the future of warfare and conflict. What we've seen is a leveling of David and Goliath. And so this is the power of commercial partnerships and capabilities, and it's also the key to our future driving forward. And so because of this is a call to action. Our Secretary of the Air Force operational imperatives have laid out the key to transforming the future battle space. We need to, across the airspace and cyber domains for the Department of the Air Force, we need to lead, breed, feed, heed, and do all the deed at the speed of need. And that's a lot of words and that's a lot of activities, but simply put, we need to grow. We need to be the leaders, not just an enlightened leader for the country, but for the world. We need to grow and sustain and care and feed our people. And then we need to do all these works, all the activity, because the imperative is now. And we need to do that because it's not just a fight tonight. It's actually in cyber and space, a fight right now. And so as we move forward, I think
The future waits for no one, so we refuse to wait for it. We're not just pilots and engineers, we are pioneers. Today, battles are waged in nanoseconds, and planes are piloted from the other side of the world. We turn night into day and fly missions in space. The future's not coming, it's already here. This is the future. Join us and be the future.
The best way to own the future is to create it, right? And so that's exactly what we're doing. But to start, you got to have a flight plan. You got to have a roadmap. You got to have a schematic, or you got to have an overall game plan. For us, that starts with the data architecture, because we already have established that that's the core of everything that we do. And as we look at that, it's taking all the disparate data products and integrating those at multi-levels of security, tying those from semi-structured, unstructured, and raw or unstructured data through data at rest, data at motion, enriching that, turning it from data into actionable information, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and applying that at the speed of need to our operators, our leaders, our developers, our analysts, and machine-to-machine speed is the only way way we're gonna have the kill chains and the kill webs and the responsiveness to be able to lead and win in this modern environment, which is so filled with the democratization of data and information and technology and capabilities. And so this underpins our very data and digital infrastructure for Joint All-Domain Command and Control, or JADC2, and the Department of the Air Force's Advanced Battle Management System. Think of this as Skynet, only very much better and involved and inclusive across the board. This is how we will sense, make sense, and act driving forward. And as we drive forward, it's all about operationalization of data. That's what we're laser focused on, the operationalization of data and AI ML readiness. We're driving that for business enterprise efficiency, looking at 30% gains there. Mission operations capability increases of 25% and doubling our warfighting capacity. These are the power and the potential, and we're again aimed at AI readiness by 2025 and AI competitiveness to lead the world in 2027. This is all powered and enabled by our DAF data fabric and leveraging our intelligence fusion and our cyber security capabilities across the board. This is what it's going to take to drive decision advantage and information advantage and overall mission success. And so that's to be responsive. Again, responsive at the speed of need, because the future depends on what we do right now, today.
We are at the edge of a remarkable future. It's time to embrace the fact that data and AI are all around us, consuming us. It's helping us to make smart investments, to get home to our families safely, to get better access to healthcare, outpace our adversaries, and protect our nation's well-being. But protecting our nation requires help from all of us: our military, our commercial industries, allies and partners, our dreamers, and young minds. Together, with a whole-of-nation approach, we will innovate and dominate as a force. Because data and AI aren't slowing down, and neither are we.
So to ignite this innovation, we're treating data as a strategic asset. We're driving data as we're driving an entire culture of data centricity, because that's the core of success. It's it's building on human-machine interfaces and human-machine teaming, and most fervently exhibited by our collaborative combat aircraft and wingman AI activities. It's also about advanced scene understanding with natural language processing and natural imagery generative capabilities. It's about from the edge all the way to the core. It's about space nodes, airborne edge nodes. It's about robust, resilient, and responsible AI. The three R's of AR are at the forefront of everything that we're doing. And in so doing, we got to test it. We got to verify and validate it. So test and evaluation throughout the life cycle, and ensuring that as we continue to have our models and our activities continue to meet with the changing state and pace of the world, we're there keeping pace. And I know we're a long way from artificial general intelligence, but as we look to responsibly drive towards ever faster engagements, this is our time and our drive to innovate. And this has the radical mission impacts and the innovative ignition that we need to launch the future of our battle space and protection and defending. And this is how we're doing it with some of our Department of the Air Force data products. I'd call out some of our mega projects with our A1 personnel. We have over 850,000 records, all of our active duty, guard, reserve, civilians, separated, retired, all accessible with authoritative data for the first time. What used to take 6 months is now going to take 6 milliseconds. And so this is really going to transform, again, focusing on the power of our people. On the A3 digital operations side, taking our readiness and our medical and our training and our flying and our currency and our competencies and melding all those together and having the ability to see that in real time, that is the key to readiness and driving where we need to go. As we look at logistics, they say They say rookies focus on tactics and masters focus on logistics. That's exactly what we're doing. We're transforming with our our A4 blade, which is tying into DoD Advana. And so this is the way that we will manage agile combat employment and the challenges of the Indo-PACOM theater. And then finally, it's all about money at the Pentagon in Washington. And so as we look at our A8 financials, looking at the planning, programming, budgeting, and execution, the forecasting, the what-if analysis, all of these conspire to be, we now have the tools to do things that Red Bull-fueled 3-week activities and exercises are now done in a matter of minutes or hours. And so this is the transformative power of data products for us. And as we already mentioned, 80 to 85% of AI/ML readiness is in the data. This is the core, and we need your partnership. These are across the board in every sector, every echelon, every element of what we're doing. We need all the best tools, products, processes, and people engaged, and that's a whole of nation, whole of government approach. When we look at the AI side, we're really excited about what we're doing here. This is applied whether it's in the vast ocean space of the Indo-PACOM theater. We now have synthetic weather radar that, because we don't have all those locations, just like you get your home weather radar, we can now stitch that together using the very best of models. We recently stood up at Eglin Air Force Base EDGE, which is our autonomy data and AI experimental proving grounds, where we're taking air and space collaborative combat aircraft and drones and swarm capabilities, and we're testing and training and learning and growing at the speed of need. So this is the excitement that we're doing, and it's also tying in with our MIT AI Accelerator, where we're tapping into the rich imaginations of our students and our graduate students, our researchers, and our professors with the open learning environment, and then we're tying in with the innovation ecosystems there and across the nation. And so it's exactly that MIT AI Accelerator that's an example of the connections that are so critical to our success. So that brings us to C in force, the connected side. And that's collaboration, cooperation, and constructive competition. And I'd like to hearken back to an earlier part of my life as manager of International Space Station operations at NASA. When we started this program nearly 3 decades ago with over 22 years of operational success, we've got 5 member nations, 16 partners across the international community. It is an enduring symbol of the power of innovation and engineering and connected partnership in the quintessence. It's the epitome of a great international collaborative element, and I'd like to share a little bit of video related to that.
Intelligent partnerships and collaboration are a potent force, continuously and positively shaping the future for the Space Force, NASA, and the nation in space and here on Earth. The International Space Station, in fact, is founded on partnerships, and it remains a bright shining star in the night sky visible to all. It was almost 3 decades ago that the US, Canada, Japan, Russia, and Europe came together to build it. For many, it's one of the most visible and profoundly positive examples of international cooperation in history and the pinnacle of engineering integration across organizations and cultures. Today, international, interagency, institutional, and industry partnerships are more important than ever. The common purpose and thread that binds all of these elements is the power of data, discovery, new information, innovation, and the potency of integrating it all in a way that powers a brighter future and benefits all of humanity. As we harness the power of data and AI, we continue to accelerate the advancements stemming from our extraordinary partnerships in space as the next great place for the human race. NASA and the ISS have been incredible symbols of the power, potency, and potential of applied technology, but space as a sector is experiencing a giant leap forward in the scope, scale, speed, and sheer volume of data and information that is available to benefit life on Earth. Application of this knowledge is accelerating with the pervasive use of artificial intelligence to process, plan, and perform operations that just a year or two ago seemed impossible. A key part of this renaissance of activity is the partnerships with industry to truly harness the diversity, ingenuity, creativity, and capacity of the nation and our partners and allies. So, from the edge of the atmosphere to the edge of the planet to the edge of the moon, Mars, and our solar system, data, AI, edge computing, and commercial service opportunities abound. There is simply no limit to the applications and opportunities afforded by applied technology, data, AI, and information across the aerospace spectrum. Our engineers are designing hardware that enable experiments to run autonomously, thus enabling more efficient use of critical resources. We are harnessing the power of Earth observation to make better and smarter decisions. We are making medical advancements and creating technologies that are used in healthcare today, but that will enable the new discoveries of tomorrow. And the new products and services that result from our work both on the International Space Station across space from low Earth orbit to the moon, Mars, and beyond are driving radical improvements in our global economy, health, and security, all of which is possible and propelled by collaboration, cooperation, and collective inspiration. So, thank you to our partners, our supporters, and our future innovators, scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs. You will power our future. Our grand adventure fueled by data, artificial intelligence, and technology innovation is only just getting started, and we are excited that you are able to be a part of it. Let's boldly go together.
That brings us to the final letter in force, engaged. We know that great power competition requires the cooperation and collaboration and committed partnership of great people. We've seen that ever more with the Ukraine situation, with the unprovoked invasion by Russia of the Ukraine. We've seen a global response, a partnership response founded on technology, founded on NATO, founded on people being responsive and coming together to do what is right and to do what is necessary in order to preserve the ideals and the unjustified and unprovoked aggression was met in a way that was truly transformative. It shows and underscores the power of people and the possibility of ideas. We've seen commercial imagery, and we've seen logistics and communications, and we've seen an incredible array from industry across the globe coming to deliver the responsive results at the speed of need. Great minds being applied. And so this is an example of how this spirit of collaboration and cooperation focused on transforming the kinetic war of attrition into a war of cognition where David and Goliath are much more equal footing. And so as we look at this and as we go forward, the power of AI, the true capability and potential of AI across as an incredible enabler across industry, the interagency tapestries, institutionals, elements, and individuals. This is the glue that binds us all together and is so valiantly shown the success of. This will change the future. We're going to study these lessons learned as we drive forward, and of course it's going to change the trajectory forever. And as my friend and former astronaut Ron Guerin has said, we're only limited by our imagination and our will to act. This is ever more true, and that is about now. This is our time to act. As we look and as we reflect, you've seen the state of the force, our foundational, our operational, our responsive, our connected, and our engaged elements. Those principles are the Jedi principles of good. That the force is strong and it is a force for good. But we also know that the world is not always a safe or easy place. And it's this application of the capabilities, the power of data and AI that is so important for us to go forward. As we look at these foundational principles, they are not enough. They are not sufficient, because as we stand today, we know that authoritarian powers driving strict command and control that leverage civil-military fusion, that leverage all of that in a total war construct to attack our economy, our health, our security, and our stability. They are focused on changing the international order in a way that is different from what we believe in, the rule of law, the rule and rights of humanities, the liberties and pursuit of justice and opportunity that we all believe in as like-minded Americans, partners, and allies. It is this moment where we need to rise up. This is the moment where we need you. This is the moment where the partnerships will propel and power our future going forward. As we stand here, our airmen and guardians are deployed around the world. Airmen exhibiting the aim high, fly, fight, and win mentality, focused on integrity integrity first, service before self, excellence in all we do. Our guardians with a guardian ideal, committed to courage, character, commitment, and connection. They stand before you, standing watch, protecting America and our partners and allies around the globe. And so too are our first responders, protecting the safety, security, and stability of the nation. We need more. We need you. We have the very best, but they need the very best tools and capabilities, products, and processes to win. I want you to commit. I want you to innovate and to take the very best that we have represented here. Bring those people, power, and processes. I want you to innovate. I want you to engage. I want you to act. Now is your time. You are the key. We are in this together. I'm all in. How about you? Thank you.